Welcome back to the channel. Today we've got some GM news, one of which is concerning the Oshawa. I'm sorry, I know I'm probably mispronouncing that. Their manufacturing plant in Canada that was shut down 2 years ago is being reopened. They're also offering a drag pack for the ZL1 Camaro, and we're getting performance options for the Tahoe. So let's get started with the plant that's reopening in Canada. Now, 2 years ago they shut it down in a money savings effort with the way the economy was going. Now we're going to go back and reopen the plant, investing 1 billion Canadian dollars into retooling it so that they can manufacture both the Silverado and the Sierra pickup truck there. There are currently 2,500 employees there manufacturing hoods, doors, and tailgates, but they will require another 1,400 to 1,700 workers to manufacture the pickup trucks themselves. Now, there's a lot of people who really aren't happy with the fact that they're shutting down manufacturing in Detroit and moving it to Canada. It's more of a financial decision on GM's part to do so. I'm not one to say what's good or bad decision in this aspect. I'm not a business guy. But I know having a American truck being built in another country, even if it is our sister country, Canada, much love to you guys. I got nothing against you. I just think it's more of a gut feeling for some people, a pride thing that the trucks are being made in America. But again, who am I to make that decision or say anything about it? Now let's move on to a little bit more exciting news, and that is the drag pack that they're offering for the ZL1 Camaro. Now this is factory optioned equipment, guys. This isn't something aftermarket. You can get this right from GM. Now, the reason they're doing this is Dodge has a lot of drag focused cars. They've had the Demon, which is not being manufactured anymore. They have the 1320 drag packs. They have the super stock Challenger now. So they're really focusing on the drag race scene. Now the ZL1, we all know, is a road race type car. It has a lot of power. It can definitely get down the road, but it's not its main focus. Handling is really where the ZL1 shines. But in order to compete with that market, GM decided we're going to have to offer some sort of drag racing options for this car to make it faster. We know the power's there. You know you can do it, but it's all about getting that car to hook up. So here's what they're going to offer for you. You'll be able to get a cold air intake, American racing headers, and a smaller rear brake system. Now some of you may be thinking, why do you need a smaller brake system in the rear when you're setting up for drag racing? Well, that's simple. That way you can fit a 16 by 10 inch wheel in there for a nice big fat drag tire. The system that's on there now is much larger, and you'll never be able to clear a smaller rim. You want a smaller rim that we can fit a bigger tire. More tire, more wrinkling, more traction. That's how it works, at least in bi-supply scenarios. But that's why they're going with a smaller brake setup. Again, that is options. That is not standard equipment. The rotor is going to be going from 339 millimeters to 315 millimeters. Now you'll be able to get that 16 by 10 inch drag wheel from GM as well. That will be manufactured by Well Racing, who they teamed up with. They will also be offering an 18 by 6 front runner. You'll also be getting a high stall torque converter for that 10R80 transmission that will offer 45% increase in your stall speed. Now the 1LE rubber bushings in the rear cradle mounts will be replaced with solid ones. This will help increase the rigidity and reduce suspension compliance. Now obviously you're not going to be able to run the stock half shafts on this car because you'll end up snapping them like a twig. So they're offering heavy duty half shafts that are capable of handling 5,000 pound-feet of torque. You're also going to get a heavy duty prop shaft that can carry up to 4,000 pound-feet of torque. Now GM has installed all these modifications on a Camaro SS that was tuned to 600 horsepower, and they ran a quarter mile in a 1056 at 127.8 miles per hour. Now they say that's about on par with the Challenger SRT Superstock. The Camaro also pulled a 60-foot time of 143 and ran the eighth of a mile in 6.73 seconds. Now that is really impressive. Now that, again, those times were on a Camaro SS. not the ZL1. We know the ZL1 has a little bit more power. That's at 640, I believe, as opposed to the 600 of the Camaro SS. So it seems that you can buy it for any Camaro, not just the ZL1. The article did not state if that was a possibility, but considering they said that was on a Camaro SS, I'm going to assume that is going to be an option as well. So if you want to go drag racing with your Camaro, you might want to look into some of these mods. Now, the Camaro is not the only vehicle that's getting performance modifications from the factory. GM's also offering performance mods for the Chevy Tahoe. These mods will be for both the 5.3 and the 6.2 liter engines. And this is for the person who wants to get that factory option and not mess with your warranties with aftermarket parts. And I say that because factory option parts like this can get pretty pricey. But then again, that's probably because you want to keep your warranty, and if you're worried about that, this is the way to go. Now, with that being said, you can get a cold air intake for either the 5.3 or the 6.2 at the price of $625, and that will increase your power by 13% on the 5.3 and 17% on the 6.2. They didn't exactly specify horsepower numbers here, but they just went with airflow percentage. Now, you can also get a bolt-on catback system that will offer 11 horsepower and 6 pound-feet of torque on the 6.2 engine, and it will offer 7 horsepower and 4 pound-feet of torque on that 5.3. Now, you can get a dual exhaust system, or more specifically a dual outlet system, which will increase another 4 horsepower and 2 more pound-feet of torque. The dual exhaust system will cost you $2,145. The single exhaust comes in at $1,645. Now, you can also improve the braking power of the trucks by going with a 6-piston Brembo calipers and beefier Duralife front rotors for a cost of $2,895, and a rear kit which would cost you $575. Now, I know to many of you that may sound like a really hefty price tag to pay for some of those parts, and it may be, but as I said earlier, that is for the guy who wants to keep his warranty, let the dealer install it all, and that way they don't have to have any worries about fitment, quality issues, or warranties. Now, you can go aftermarket and get these parts a lot cheaper, but then you're going to have to find a shop to do it. You're going to have to wonder if GM's going to void your warranty for doing any of it. They may not. They are pretty simple parts, but you never know because there's a lot of manufacturers just looking for reasons to void your warranty. So you might as well play it safe and get it straight to them. That's all I got for you today. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to drop a like on it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in the next upload.